All right, FSD don't like this here. That's pretty close. Welcome everyone. Welcome back into the channel. Autopilot Eats here. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate your time, and I just appreciate you coming back and back to just watch more videos of me trying to go get something to eat here. Okay, so we got the next food place that I'm on the hunt to go to. It is a sub place, but I think this sub place is pretty good. Been there several times, and hopefully this time the consistency is what I'm looking for this time around here. Okay, so destination is already plugged in here. We are still on version of FSD 12.6.4, so nothing has changed. Profile is still in standard right now, but again, it doesn't matter. Even though it might matter because we're going to hit um, sort of a highway there. But let's get it going. Let's not waste any more time here. Okay. So don't know if FSD will pull off there because you got the wheel there. There's no one in front of us, everyone. No one behind us at all. And FSD thankfully is able to pull off from it being parked, which is good comparative to depending upon what situation we have here. So this is great. FSD sees the pedestrian, hesitates just a tad bit there, but then keeps it moving, which again, I actually like comparative to stopping when again the the pedestrian is far back. They haven't even hit the the street there. So definitely a good decision on FSD's part just to keep it rolling here, which again I do like here. So FSD everyone, as you all been kind of being on my drives and kind of seeing this being placed in situation after situation after situation, you start to kind of see what it can and cannot sort of handle here, which is a good thing. Okay, so that way that can kind of you all kind of have an idea just in terms of do you feel comfortable letting FSD drive you to here, drive you to there, point A, point B. Um, so I'm hoping with my drives, you've been able to kind of see. Again, I'm only on hardware 3, not hardware 4, which again they've been saying that is quite better. And I mentioned in my previous videos, I'll probably have to take a hardware 4 vehicle just to kind of see the difference, especially on the drives that I do, to also put it through the test to see if it is worth the upgrade. Because a lot of people do say, "Oh, it's better, it's better, it's better," but once you start to see the difference between the two, is there really a difference that you'll see on a day-to-day basis if you're doing this from a daily sort of driving habit? You're going from point A to point B, from work to home, and maybe a slight deviation from that. Will you notice a change? I think that's what really counts, right? Like, why upgrade to hardware 4 when you have hardware 3 vehicles that still have the same capability? Not as much as seen on paper, but visibly there is no difference. Okay. So again, I'll have to probably do that at some point here, just to kind of see what is there a real difference. I would just like if Tesla even posted just a comparison list. That would be nice. Now I know they're probably never going to do that, which means I'll probably have to do that myself, or someone else probably has it out there already, but they're not getting enough publicity there in terms of what they put together. But if someone in the comments let me know if there's a list out there, I would love to see it. Not just the difference, but in terms of what is actually going on in terms of not just saying to me, "Oh, it processes makes decisions a little bit better. It's more improved." It's kind of basic in nature to me here. Tell me some actual details about this thing here. Now we are kind of right in the middle here. We got 12 seconds, 10 seconds before the light changes here. Um, this lane here is kind of just a, I don't want to say emerging lane, because there is the lane on the left is specifically for turning, because they have some construction going up here, up top here at the light. But FSD slows down. Oh, ooh, slows down there for that car there to get into the right lane, because again, like I mentioned, this lane here is just closed off. Even though people can make the left, but most people aren't making the left right there. They're trying to go straight. Now, everyone, on this drive, we I don't the drive isn't that long today. Outside of anything construction wise that might happen, I'm going to try to see if I can not give it some confidence, not give it the accelerator. Um, but of course, I'll disengage for anything at the drop of a hat, because I'd rather not get into an accident compared to trying not to disengage. But the accelerator pushes there, the confidence pushes. I'll try to see if I can stay away from them, even though I would love to do it, especially in this area here where you got a bunch of characters. Thankfully, FSD did not slow abruptly stop there with the yellow light there. I gotta say, everyone, it's almost like a, I don't know the percentage, but it seems like it's like a hit or a miss with the yellow lights. I don't know if it measures or tracks where it is in comparison to the yellow light. So if we're right here, the thing is, the light is yellow. Maybe it'll say, okay, maybe not. Maybe it'll go, or maybe it'll stop. It just depends. It's like a hit or a miss here. Okay. Now we're getting into the left hand lane here, which we are in, and now FSD wants to go to the right lane, which this is two lanes still going straight, so it could have just went straight here and not have to go into the right lane here. But no harm, no foul if it decides it does that. But again, like I mentioned, FSD sees a pedestrian here, not really out in the street there, but I think it's to be cautious there. Keep his move. Stop sign here. This is a, I gotta press the accelerator. Oh my goodness. Everyone, I am so sorry. I literally thought I was not gonna have to press the accelerator, and then I had to. Now, I've been saying this about my comments about the stop sign. Okay. Person's flashing me down here, and then I have to go. Okay. What a shame. Okay, two things. FSD couldn't see that the car that was in front of me were flashing their lights to say I can go, but FSD, I pressed the accelerator just a tad just to see if FSD would go. It didn't decide to go, so I had to take over in that instance. Okay, which is unfortunate, because if I'm giving the accelerator, I don't know if it's calculating that the car is still a little bit going a little bit fast, so maybe it didn't want to take the it wanted to take the precaution route, compared to like, just I'm pressing the accelerator, just go ahead on and do it, make the move there. But it decided not to do it. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, everyone, I have been critical about the stop sign. Okay, it should not be 5 seconds. It can't just be me. There's no one out there. There's no one in front of us. If it's, I don't know what's the difference going to make between 3 seconds, a legitimate 3 seconds, and a legitimate 5 seconds. Can someone let me know that in the comments? Is it just me? Am I missing something here? But I would love to see how Hardware 4 does that. Is it 5 seconds? Is it three? Is it two? Or does it vary based upon the situation? I think FSD has been consistent in terms of, it will literally park there for 5 seconds. And the unfortunate thing, everyone, like I've been mentioned, situations matter. In that situation, the only thing that we're not concerned about any cars, because cars are coming this way and we're going this way, but they're not coming towards us. So why keep it parked there for 5 seconds? It's a little bit too long. Situations, Situations do matter, and I think in that situation, we we gotta move. We gotta move. All right. Um, I think we just have to move. All right. FSD don't like this here. That's pretty close to that car. Okay. That's the other thing I've noticed about FSD is that when it tries to kind of maneuver out of there, out of a lane there, and a car is kind of sitting there. Now I know it has the sensors and all that there. It hits it a little bit close. Okay. Didn't like it going into this lane here because we ultimately have to get back into this lane because this lane is a turning only. Again, another nuance here um, for FSD here. I mean, for FSD not being familiar. Now, I would love FSD to pull over to the right here because we can go straight because usually with this lane right here, people are going to the left. But we got enough space here to kind of maneuver over there, but it decides to stay steady. Okay. Now, everyone on that last turn, I know you saw that. You saw that. I was looking at that thing too. Tell me you didn't see that in the camera. I know. I saw it was close. It was close for sure. Even with the sensors and everything. That was a close maneuver to get up out of there. Okay. Me personally, I just would not have done that. But I know you saw it. You saw that, right? It wasn't just me, right? You saw that, right? Okay. I think y'all saw it. All right, y'all saw that on camera. Okay. Now we got some uh traffic up ahead that we are going to hit here. Now, I would love again FSD to kind of maneuver out of this lane here because this lane sometimes people do turn at this juncture right here, but it doesn't look like they are, which is okay. Which I don't mind FSD kind of sticking with it here, but I was still in any intention to try to get up out of this lane, just because you don't know if someone is going to try to make the left. And I've been mentioning this everyone with all my drive, not all my drives, but every once in a while I'll say, "Oh, great maneuver to get up out of there." There, great maneuver. The car is kind of turning a little bit there. FSD just gives it a little bit space over to it to the right there to get up out of there. That's awesome. Okay. Um, but like I've been saying with my drives and some of my drives, everyone, when someone's trying to make the left, no one wants to let the person make a left here, because North Jersey we don't let people in. I am not lying. I'm not making this up. We just don't let people in. Now I'm saying I don't do that, but people just don't let people in. Okay. So we're getting onto like sort of like a highway here, um, which means everyone, as soon as you get into a highway there, FSD kind of reads the highway there. Oh, they fixed the pothole. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That was a big pothole that we just missed. Oh my goodness. That was a big one. I'm glad they filled that one there. But FSD, now we can change the mode here to standard, um, which is which is good. Okay, or hurry mode or chill mode. But like I mentioned in my previous drives, I just like to keep it in standard. That's where I'm comfortable at. We got the 49 max limit though that you see right there on the screen there, because we're at 35, so it keeps it at 49. I may just bump it up to 50 there. Thankfully, there's not a lot of cars around us, um, so we don't have to bump it up too high. But it'll start to transition once it reads that it's no longer a 35-mile-hour zone. It'll be 45-mile-hour zones, which will be good as it's starting to come up on it. Now, everyone, with that curve right there, you kind of see we had a curve in the road there. That was good because FSD was able just to maneuver it. Everyone, I remember when I originally tried FSD and I originally tried the basic just autopilot. Do y'all know the basic autopilot FSD couldn't handle like a winding kind of turn? Um, and that was a couple of years ago, 3 years ago or so. Now at this point, but now it's gotten to the point where it's like it doesn't. It can handle the winding road and it won't disengage. I just gotta say it's just a beautiful thing to kind of see how this thing has improved. So when people mention like, oh, like FSD, basic autopilot, initially just wasn't that great. They're not lying. It just wasn't. Um, or it wasn't great, everyone, in terms of like your comfortability level of you being like, oh, like it's making the kind of a corner turn here. I feel okay with it doing it. It was just like, nah, I don't feel safe at all. Um, but what we have right here now with version 12.6.4, in certain situations, you have to feel comfortable there. Now, everyone, if you're thinking about getting a Tesla, of course there's used, of course there's new, and there's newer models out there now compared to when I got mine in 2022. But you have options if you want to do that or not. But I will say, if you if you get the car, do not purchase FSD if unless you have it in your budget, you have room in your budget to permit to get FSD. Just in my opinion, still the price tag of $8,000 for me is just still pretty high, which is unfortunate in terms of why it's still that high. But it's been moving around. At one point it was 10,000, one point it was 12,000, and then at one point it was 15,000. But earlier versions of this was like I think it was like $6,000 or something like that. That sounds much more reasonable than eight. But something to kind of note here. Okay. Now I mentioned everyone just on highways in general. FSD is just it's just quite good. Okay, you don't really have to intervene on highways. You don't have to really press the accelerator, um, and it's because they've gotten it to be really smooth on highways here. Okay, the only thing you have to be mindful of is when people are coming out and merging onto the lane here, which I've talked about in previous videos on 22, where people will hit you up there, like that car just kind of merging out there, and then they go slow. Can't do that on 22. I'll probably speed past some of this, everyone, because again, it's probably gonna be boring for y'all. So we got a turn here that we got to do here. So that turn is great, great turn. Another turn here, which is good. I think this car is turning on the left. I can't tell because there's no turn signal. Oh, okay, that's good. I thought we was pretty close to the guardrail there, but not bad at all. Um, this is good here, everyone, to be in this lane here because this lane here is for people merging into. Again, everyone, it's not just me. It's definitely a little bit too hesitant there, in terms of just it's a little bit too slow with just making the move. Now, I don't know if that's a Tesla built this in where it's like, no, if someone is at the stop sign, according to rules and regulations, we have to be there for 5 seconds. Um, I don't know if that's the case. I have no idea. I have to do a little bit more digging to see someone in the comments or someone in the comments let me know if that's the case or not. But wow. Okay. So we're coming up here, everyone, to our destination here. Now, again, like I mentioned in the first part of the video here, this place does excellent subs here. Puts a lot of meat in there, and you come home with a nice sandwich, and you feel heavy. Okay, you feel heavy, physically, and then also mentally. Okay, but you feel good. Oh, didn't like that really. Didn't like that at all. Didn't like that. Thankfully, we're at our destination here, but did not like that, everyone. Everyone, welcome back into the channel. I got the sub. Now, I got turkey and cheese here, okay? With some lettuce. Let me unravel this thing real quick. show you all what I'm working with here, okay? Now, this is what it came in as, okay? This is how it looks. This is a half. This is not a whole. I don't eat like that no more, okay, unfortunately, okay? But look at this right here, okay? I'm telling you, everyone, when you take a look at, when you take a glimpse at this thing here, now you know, you're going to be like, just say that with me. That's good. You know it. Come on, let's not play. Come on, let's not play the game right now. Come on. Just look at that right there. Yeah, that's fire. That's definitely on point. Okay. Ooh, well, that's a good one, everyone. Bread, soft, okay? Nice texture on the bread on the outside, okay? When you put the lettuce on top of that, cheddar cheese, of course, the onions, and oh my goodness, okay? And the oil and vinegar and all that, the works. This looks great, okay? Everyone, this is a place you have to run to, okay? Go in there, ask for my man George. He'll hook you up, okay, with whatever you want there, okay? Tons of options there. If you come here, park in the back. There's a parking lot right in the back there of the store. So that way you don't have to park in the front. It's a little bit messy. It's a little messy in the front. Okay, you probably can't find a parking in the front because you got, you know, something else over here, some other stores over here. Park in the back there, it'll be great. It's a back entrance too as well. So definitely do that. But again, look at this here. Yeah, that's a healthy sandwich, okay? You can't tell me that's not a healthy sandwich right there, okay? That's healthy, okay? I'll put my critique of this thing up here at the top so that way you all can see it there. But again, you already know you got to run to this place here, okay? Get to this place as soon as if you're in the area here, okay? If you're in Union, okay? Again, get over here, okay? I didn't mention, everyone, the cookie that George's has too as well. That cookie is on fire, okay? It'll catch you slipping there if you eat that cookie, okay? But anyway, here, don't say, everyone, I didn't tell y'all so. All right, I'll catch y'all.